Hey gang, DVD collector back in the movie room, and welcome back to another list. As you know, Ian and myself love to do these top 5, top 10 lists of favorite whatevers. So we've decided to do top 5 favorite Dustin Hoffman films. Ian's is already up, been up for a couple days. I am, just like always, behind. So here we go without further ado. I'm going to go through these fairly quickly and talk about one film in particular that I really love, but these are all almost all of his stuff is great. I mean, Dustin Hoffman is one of the greatest actors of our time, of modern time. One film in particular that's not on my list that I absolutely love is Hook. I would consider that more of a Robin Williams film than Dustin Hoffman, but he plays an absolutely fantastic Hook. I mean, amazing Hook. Another film that's not on my list is one that I don't really care for, is The Graduate. I believe his acting is superb in this film. The Hello Mrs. Robinson song every 2 seconds just makes this film really hard for me to watch. It's just, I don't want to take anything away from it. I know it's a lot of people love this film, and Dustin Hoffman's performance is really good, so I can't take that. But they're not on this list, but they are worth mentioning. On the list, though, are Straw Dogs. Straw Dogs is by all means a thriller. It's basically Dustin Hoffman is trying to control what's happening in his house. These guys are trying to break into the house and things like that. I'm not going to go into any of the subject matter or any of the stuff that, critics have gone back and forth about with, rape scenes and sexuality and all that stuff, because it's all subjective. It's all for you to view how you think. It comes out, I think, the same year, maybe even the same couple months as Clockwork Orange, and they're both really highly talked about in this perspective. What I want to talk about is Dustin Hoffman. He plays an absolute great role in this. This is something that would, I don't want to say it's out of character, because it's very emotional, and that's what Hoffman can do the best, is bring out emotion. But looking at his character, looking at how Dustin Hoffman as a person is built, and the way this character, the way he carries himself and things like that, you don't think that he has this in him until, something that he cares about and loves is threatened. So that's what I want you to watch for, more than just whatever, the story. But you guys can, on your own, think about what all the little things mean. I think it's just a magnificent movie, and I take it for what it is. So there we go. Next is Marathon Man. Marathon Man, also very much an action thriller, very close to being called Hitchcockian. I mean, it's really on the verge for me. It's really close. A very distinct torture scene in this film that anybody that's ever seen this will never forget. Basically, Hoffman's character is a marathon runner. He's caught up in he's in the wrong place at the wrong fucking time, and he gets mixed in the wrong shit, and it goes through, he goes through a lot of crap in this film. Very good. Roy Scheider is also in this film, plays a great second to him. You just have to watch this to see what it's about. It's not your typical film that I would look for Dustin Hoffman to be in, to bring out, like I said before, some emotion, but it is still a great movie. Next, of course, we have to bring up Rain Man. Rain Man being one of his most known films, plays an autistic savant that his brother finds out after his father's death that he has a brother, doesn't know his entire life. They go on a cross-country trip and inadvertently get to know each other and find this brothership along the way. Hoffman is great. He's perfect. I don't know where he found the ability to get into this character and stay into this character and be so convincing as Rain Man or Raymond, but absolutely magnificent film. Next, Tootsie. Tootsie, he's an out-of-work actor, decides that he wants this role. He thinks he can get this role as a female, dresses as a female, gets the role. Happens to fall in love with one of the other people around. Now he's torn between his female self and his male self, and blah, 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 blah. And that's what happens. The thing about the film is how absolutely emotional Dustin Hoffman portrays this character. He's, in both sides of the role, he's playing it to the point where you feel sorry for both sides of him, especially the female side of him, because he can't come out to this woman that he deeply, deeply loves, which inadvertently her father is in love with him. But whatever. But Hoffman brings out such a great characters in this film. It's absolutely a must-see. Most people have seen it. I was lucky enough to get it on Criterion, and it's absolutely amazing. It has an interview with Dustin Hoffman where he talks about how he didn't know it was so hard for women in the industry, and the interview's almost as good as the film is. And last but definitely not least, my favorite Dustin Hoffman film, Kramer versus Kramer. Such an emotionally powered film that Dustin and his wife gets tired of him going to his work all the time and not having time for the family, so she leaves him with their son. He has to learn to now juggle everything to have time for his son, which he finds out literally is more important than his job, and he has to find time for work and to juggle all this stuff around. And just when they get a groove, here comes Meryl Streep back into the picture, wants the little boy back, and we have a custody battle. And that's what the film's about. It's a court drama about the custody of this little boy. They both, even though we don't have a lot of Meryl Streep in this film, we do have some of her, and she plays an excellent role in this fed-up wife role. Hoffman plays such a great part of this. You know, I gotta work, and then all of a sudden gotta juggle. He's got a great relationship with this kid. It's a very emotionally charged second and third act in this film. So if you've never seen Kramer versus Kramer, absolutely find a copy of this and watch it. It's not only my favorite Dustin Hoffman film, but it's probably one of the best, I'd say one of the top 2 best court dramas ever made. The other one being 12 Angry Men. But this one is right up there. Plus, it's got a personality to it with the characters. Unlike 12 Angry Men, where it's in one setting and it's you learn slowly learn about each character. This one has character development towards these two people and is very emotionally charged. So there you go. That's my blah 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 about Dustin Hoffman. So I'll let you guys go. I will see you for our next list next week. I do have genre files coming. We're bringing Criterion Corner back, and that's all I can promise at the moment. So until next time, later.